When I say lean, I'm talking about under 15% body fat. Anyone can lose fat, but to get under 15% body fat, you need to stick with your plan long enough to get rid of that stubborn body fat. So in this video, I'm going to cover 3 reasons why you're not lean and why you may never get lean, and the fixes so you can get lean. First of all, I just want to say that all body fat measurements are approximations, so you just go by sight. So basically, what I call under 15% is where you start to see your abs, and most people can see their abs under 15%, and some people will see it more depending on the fat distribution. So the first reason is your mindset. You're stuck in this mindset where you think the process is going to be linear. Just like most things in life, it's not going to be linear. There's going to be ups, downs, and there's going to be periods where it's just stagnant and you feel like quitting. The problem with thinking it's linear is you go into the plan, into your diet plan, if you want to call it that, with unrealistic expectations, and as soon as things start slowing down or start stalling, you quit. There will be periods where the scale does not move, and there'll be periods where you eat so much on the weekend, so out of plan, that you just feel guilty and you don't really know what to do. But you need to be okay with that and be okay with this type of, I would say, failing. I wouldn't call it failing as in a bad way. It's actually good to fail like this when you diet, because what can happen then is you can, well, as long as there's some self-reflection involved, what you can do is you can look at it and be like, okay, I tend to eat more on Saturday night. I like to eat a lot on Saturday night. So now what can I do to be able to eat a lot on Saturday night and still get results? So what you can do there is you can look at things like intermittent fasting, which means you're eating less in the morning that specific day and eating less calories 2 to 3 days up until that Saturday. So you could have 300 calories less on the Thursday, let's say the Wednesday, the Thursday and the Friday, and then come Saturday, what you can do is you can plan your day so you're eating mainly protein and vegetables for meal 1 and meal 2, and then meal 3 will be whatever you want. Or you can just have meal 1 and then meal 2 will be that Saturday night where you just eat pretty much what you want, and then Sunday you go back to the plan, and guess what, that won't impact your results because you banked calories by eating less in the days leading up to it, using some intermittent fasting the day, so on that Saturday, and also eating protein and vegetables as that one meal or those 2 meals, depending on if you can fit your protein in. Reason number 2, you're obsessing over cheat meals or cheat days. First of all, I would never recommend a cheat day, but cheat meals are normal. I have meals outside of my plan, and that's part of my plan. But what happens when you obsess over cheat meals, it could mean one or 2 things. First of all, it could mean that when you have that cheat meal, you completely blow out. And 2, it could mean the fact that because you're craving and desiring a cheat meal so much that the plan you're following, like Monday to Friday or Monday to whatever it is unsustainable because it's leaving you with cravings. So what you can do instead of that is plan around this. So during the week, you can include the odd meal out if you want, but you need to make sure that the whole time, not just during the week, the whole time your diet is something you enjoy. So you're still eating the foods you love. I personally use a more flexible approach. I use the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time I'm having whole foods. I'm having foods that fit the plan, but they still taste good. That's important. They still taste good. And 20% of the time I'm eating out, eating things that I truly love, that I would probably eat all the time if I could. But that is how you balance it and fit it in. I did a more in-depth video on flexible dieting, but that's just it in a nutshell. If you do that, you'll enjoy your day-to-day and eventually it won't feel like a diet. But this is why I actually recommend tracking, because when you track, say you tracked, 1,600 calories, and you're like, you know what, I fancy, a donut, for example, and you've got 400 calories left. The donut's around 350 calories. It's a Krispy Kreme. It's one of those deep-filled Krispy Kreme donuts. and you can fit it in, and you know you can fit it in because you've tracked your macros, you've tracked your food for the day, and you get to grips as well with portion sizes. So moving forward, it's going to be easier for you to look at look at some food and be like, yeah, that's probably 500 calories, for example, and you get used to the foods you like and how they fit into your plan. The third and final reason you're not lean is you lack patience. I understand how frustrating it can be when you're putting in all the effort. You're seeing people around you get these overnight transformations, or at least they look like overnight transformations. And then what you're doing is you're not losing it at the same rate, so you're getting disheartened. And what happens when you get disheartened? You stop altogether and you just say to yourself, this is not working for me. And then what you'll do is you'll return at some point, and that'll be more like a yo-yo diet. You'll go back and forth between diets, and I know that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to be dieting forever, so this is not where you want to be. So what you've got to understand, first of all, it takes time to lose fat. You can realistically lose between 1 to 2 pounds of fat a week, or 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. That's while holding on to muscle and ending up looking your best. You can lose more on a scale if you don't mind losing muscle and water, but that's realistically how long it's going to take. I mean, you work out what your goal body weight is and you do the maths, and you can see how long it's going to take. And this, to succeed, to really truly succeed, you should be doing stuff in stages. So that one of the first things you can do is take a food diary, look at where you're currently at, look how you're currently eating, and look what needs the most work. So if you use MyFitnessPal, for example, you work out the fact that, well, you should be aiming for 1 gram of protein even per pound of goal body weight. Then what you can do is you work that out, you just input what you're currently eating into MyFitnessPal. You see, for example, your protein is way under. It's like 2/3 of what you should be getting. So what you can do is slowly increase that, work on building that habit, first of all, getting enough protein. Then you can work on building in steps, getting in enough steps. Then you work on making sure that you've got consistency with your workout routine, and it's something you can consistently do well. From there, you build and build and build, and it's not like just a basic habit. Nutritional habits and also exercise habits take time. They take more than the 21 day to 66 days as people prescribe. They take a lot longer, so you've got to stick with this long term. And if you do it incrementally, you'll never feel overwhelmed. You'll keep seeing results in some way, shape or form, and then you will stick with it long enough and you will get lean. You'll get in that desired shape, that shape you've always wanted to be in. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to cover for this video. If you've got any questions, comment below. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And if you want more information on how to build muscle and lose fat, head on over to my Facebook group. It's a community, a growing community that's focused around helping men build muscle, lose fat, and be the healthiest they can possibly be. So until the next video, keep pushing those limits.